Why does my dog chew on so much stuff? I love it when I get that call. Well, your dog usually is just very bored. Like I said, that's probably the most common reason why dogs chew on things. They just are in the backyard or inside the house. They're kind of looking around, saying mom and dad's not around, or maybe you are around, but you're just not paying attention, or you're not giving them enough of your attention. And the dog will begin to look around, and he knows that certain things are fun, like chewing on a pillow is extremely fun, because at some point the guts open up and the guts go flying everywhere, and that is just incredibly fun for a lot of dogs. Some dogs like the feel of plastic, so if they're in the backyard and you got the plastic furniture, yard furniture, ooh, that is so much fun. I can work on that for a really long time, and over about an hour and a half, 2 hours, man, I can just work on this leg, and it's just so much fun to kind of remold that plastic. It's really cool. Or certain types of wood. Dogs just really like the taste of that wood. The redwood on some of your furniture, or maybe the siding of your house, is just really tasty to your dog. And again, most of it is just boredom. Sometimes it's stress. So a dog is trying to relieve some stress. Maybe the dog's got some separation anxiety, and so while you're gone, they just don't know what to do with themselves. And so you can look at it as boredom, but you also look at it as some type of stress relief, kind of like us chewing on our fingernails or something like that when we're nervous. But again, kind of like the digging thing, you need to find a solution for the things that they are chewing on. So maybe you give them something they can chew on. Maybe it's some type of Kong with some peanut butter in it, or some cheese, or some type of ball where you put treats in it and they get to push around with their nose and they can't quite get a complete mouth on it, and so this becomes a project. The dog in his mind thinks, someday I'm going to open up my mouth wide enough, I'm going to get a hold of that big ball and I'm going to get it, and those treats are going to fall out, kind of rewarding me for my effort and all that kind of stuff. So that will begin to change the dog's focus from the things that he's chewing and destroying to the things that he can chew on and have some fun with. One of the things that people like to use is they'll put stuff like a mixture of Tabasco and a couple powders that that you find in your cooking cabinet, that kind of stuff. What I found that sometimes those work. The percentages were very low though, because unfortunately sometimes they become spice on those things they like to chew, so it makes them a little bit more flavorful and a little bit more interesting to the dog, and will cause him to sometimes chew it more than he would do without the stuff on there. Sour apple stuff that you spray on there, or any other kind of tool that you can buy at a Petco or PetSmart sometimes works on those. So those are no guarantees. So giving the dog the solution of something else they can chew on, and begin to correct the dog for chewing the things that they're not supposed to chew on. One other solution, and this is really one of my favorite phone calls I got, was from a guy who kept telling me that his dogs kept chewing the hose and destroying the hose, and he's gone through like 5 hoses because the dog continues to eat the hose. That's really the only thing the dog does that's bad, and he wanted to pay us a few $100s to come out and train the dog not to chew the hose. And I said, well, instead of doing that, and that's what makes me sometimes a bad businessman, and instead of charging him $200 for us to go out there for a private, I told him, why don't you simply go buy a $75 hose cart, wrap the hose around the hose cart, and then when you're done with the hose, take it in the garage and shut the door where the dog does not go. And there was silence on the phone for a second. He began to giggle and said, oh, I didn't think of that. And he thanked me for my solution, and we hung up. And so anyway, we gave him a solution. That's what we're here for. So just like you, giving him a free solution. We're giving you some free videos. Visit our website. We got some other solutions for you for some of the other common problems like barking and aggression, that kind of stuff. So visit our website. Look at some of those videos. If none of those things help you out, then we got a book. Put your dog through an 8-week course on your own with our help. And it's helped thousands of people over the 25 years I've been doing this. So make sure and check out that book. It takes you from 0 to obedience in an 8-week program. Okay. If you still want to talk to us about something, give us a call or send us an email, and hopefully we can help you with whatever is going on with you and your dog. Okay. So visit us at FalcoCaninaCacademy.com. Take care.